Ife inspired this post today. I see my younger self in Ife, though not the explorative parts, the young, naive, innocent girl that just wanted to explore life. And in case you don't know, Ife is a character in Just Us Girls Global series. If you haven't seen the movie, if you haven't seen part one and part two, please head on to the YouTube, search it Just Us Girls Global, and you'll find the series. We are waiting for episode 3 and 4, and I hope my video comes out before then. This is not a paid promotion, or I mean, why shouldn't I tell you, let you guys know about good movies? So today we'll be talking about sex is worth the wait. If you're a young lady, a teenager, single, dating, engaged, or just about to get married, this video is for you. Don't rush, relax, let your emotions flow naturally, but do not rush. Sex is worth the wait. I know your body's on fire, you're ready to put your emotions into actions, and your feelings are valid. It is natural to feel that way, but relax, relax, relax. So I'll just say that sex is a beautiful thing. It was ordained by God to enable us humans to explore intimacy, to build, grow intimacy, but in the confines of marriage. I know a lot of people abuse it, but sex was actually made to be explored only in the confines of marriage. And I take my standpoint from the Bible, which is the basis of my Christian values. The Bible says marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled. He says flee from sexual sin. So there are a lot of evidences in the Bible to make you know that you can have sex, but you need to wait for the right time to have sex. So I'm just going to go straight. Why do I think sex is worth the wait? What are the quick things that you need to know? Number one, celibacy is not old-fashioned. Abstinence is still in vogue, and it's okay and it's normal to be sexually pure. You can decide to be celibate and you can keep by it. Abstinence is not deprivation. It is realizing that you've got value and protecting your value at all costs. You do not want to cast your pearl to swines. No, you want to keep your treasure, or you want to give your treasure to someone who values it and who is worth it. So staying away from sex does not mean that you are missing out on something that is very important. No, not everyone is doing it. I know there's this notion that everyone is doing it, there's no need to wait, but no, it is worth it. You can choose to be celibate. So what is celibacy? Celibacy is deciding to refrain from sex until you get married, until there is the right emotions to explore that feelings that you're feeling. So if you are a young girl, a young guy, a teenager, engaged, tomorrow is your wedding, or next week is your wedding, there's this rush of emotions within you that you want to just explore. But I know that there are so many benefits of waiting for the right partner to give yourself to sex. And so no matter how you feel in your body, you don't have to act on that feeling. You can choose you can decide to be disciplined, to exercise self-control. You can decide to channel the emotions, to hand over the emotions to God, and to wait to the right time to explore that. So celibacy is not old-fashioned, it's not traditional, it's not what our mothers and fathers used to do. It is something that is expected of you as a Christian girl and a Christian boy, as a Christian lady and a Christian guy, and you can decide to be celibate. The second thing I want you to realize, I think it should have been the first, but I want you to know that your body is the temple of the living God. And this is what the Bible says. Your body is where God dwells. And God dwells in your body. You want to honor God with your body. You don't want to defile it. You don't want to introduce darkness inside of it. So light and darkness cannot dwell in the same place. So if you start exploring sex at a young age or even before marriage, you are defiling your body. You're not making it holy for God to dwell in. And most times there's this guilt and trauma that comes with it, especially if you're a Christian. You realize, especially if you just commit the act, like you feel so filthy, you feel so unworthy, you feel so, unworthy to come before the presence of God to even pray. So it's going to affect several aspects of your life. And if you really don't want your relationship with God to be ruined, it'll be best to just honor God with your body by keeping yourself to the right time. So I remember when I just finished, I think I was in SS3, and there's this guy, this pastor's son, that asked me out there, and it's really cute and all of that. It's a fine boy. And I really liked him as a friend, but the idea of relationship was not something I wanted at that time. So I was really scared, like, should I even say yes or no? I think eventually I said yes. And I didn't have peace of mind. Like, I was so disturbed throughout. Like, I don't think the relationship lasted for long. Even till now, I don't count it as one of my relationships because I think we're just like playing. But there was this guilt and, emotional trauma I was facing then. Like, am I sure I'm doing the right thing? Blah, 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 blah. So that's the same way with engaging in sexual sin. If you're a Christian, you definitely feel that guilt and you don't want that to happen. So just honor God with your body and be celibate. Another reason why sex is worth the wait is because sex is a two-edged sword, like two-edged. It can enhance love and it can destroy love. It can enhance love when it is done within the confines of marriage because it builds intimacy, it builds partnership, it builds love and all of that. It can destroy love when it is done outside the confines of marriage. Songs of Solomon said something. I think Songs of Solomon 8:4. It says, "Do not awaken love until it is ready." Like, do not, what's it called now? Stir up that emotions until you're ready. Because let's just say you're 14, you had sex with somebody. There's a tendency to always want to go back to that person, and you're not even sure you're going to get married to that person. Now, imagine you're just 14. You've just started out sexual relationship, and maybe you don't even get married till you're 25. That's like 10 years gap that you would continue to engage in sexual sin, except you decide to be celibate, and you've already awakened love before the right time, which you can expose yourself to a lot of things, STDs, pregnancy, broken heart, like on an emotionally unstable heart, because at that point you're not mature, you're not emotionally mature to handle sex and relationship, and you don't want to do that. So it's a two-edged sword. If you are in marriage, it builds your marriage, it builds your love life. Like, it makes you to want to desire your partner, to always want to come back home, to always want to be there for your partner. But if you do that outside of the confines of marriage, the outcome is disastrous. And I think I saw a post on Facebook. Is it Facebook now? On Instagram lately, and it said that I know I talked about the risk of having STDs and pregnancy, which globalization and medical science has helped us to reduce the effect by introducing condom and other ways of preventing pregnancy and STDs. Yeah, you can use condom and no STD, no pregnancy, because you're protected yourself. But I saw a post on Instagram which I really resonated with. It said that if you want to protect yourself from sexually transmitted spirits, yes, they exist, abstinence is the only way. Yeah, with condom you can prevent pregnancy, you can prevent sexually transmitted diseases, but how about sexually transmitted spirits? Because there's a deposit inside of you. Whenever you have intimacy with somebody else, there is a deposit, spiritual deposit, exchange of spirits, exchange of demons. And whether you like it or not, it exists. I've heard of people say, oh, the moment I engaged with somebody sexually, that was the end of my life. My businesses were ruined. I had emotional instability. There are demons that exist in humans, and you cannot tell by looking at the physique or facial expression or even the tone of their voice. They're so soft. Oh, he's so gentle. I love him. I want to give him my body. No, you cannot prevent sexually transmitted spirit by except you abstain. So you have to abstain. It's a two-edged sword. So if you want to enjoy the good part of sex, please wait till you're married. Another reason why sex is worth the wait is because when two people get married, they are meant to explore, they are meant to grow in every aspect of their life, including sex. It's a time of learning about each other, knowing about each other, growing in love. Because the first time you engage in sex with someone, it might not be the best experience, but you continue to grow and grow until you reach that climax. Now imagine you're already cohabiting. You've seen the A to Z of this person. So when you get married, even when you go to tie the knot and you come back home, there is everything looks normal because there is nothing to anticipate. But if you wait and you do not, involve in sexual sin, there is the opportunity to grow and to learn about each other. And also, imagine you've had multiple sex partners, maybe up to 10. I've heard someone talk about what's your body count, and someone said 50. What? Is this your small short life? You've had 50 men already. Now, imagine that lady or that guy get married to a lady that has been celibate, or maybe just got married to someone, and the expectations will be high. There will be this tendency to compare the performance of your current spouse with all the partners that you've had, and you cannot combine 50 people to become one. So that one person you just got married to, it will not become 50 people. And this is what also usually leads to cheating. Like, oh, she's not as good as this person, she's not as good as this person, because you've explored different people, and then you want one person to be to be an embodiment of 50 persons, which is impossible. And then you're going outside to satisfy your sexual pleasures. If you had just waited till the right time, it would have been great for you and your spouse to grow into each other, love each other, and explore your bodies, learn about each other, and become more and more affectionate. So to avoid comparison, to avoid exposure to unnecessary and unrealistic expectations, it is best to wait till it's time. Finally, you need to know that you have many years to enjoy sex. So let's say you marry at 25, and by the grace of God, you're going to live till 80. How many years do you have? 55 good years to wait. So why are you rushing now? Why are you rushing? You have plenty of time to enjoy the sex that you are anticipating. And there are 365 days in a year. Of course, you will not have sex every day. It's not going to be every day of the week. But you have lots and lots of time. This thing that your body is so to do. It's just before now, by the time you have the sex, you just was it really worth it? What was I rushing for? Maybe as a girl now, you just do that, or as a guy, you just lose your dignity, you lose your respect, you lose your value, just because you were in a hurry, and then you give yourself to someone unworthy, and you live with that guilt for the rest of your life, and you could have just waited. So if you just calculate it, I'm just 20 now, or I'm 30, or maybe you're even 40, you're still trusting God for a partner, or maybe you're just divorced, or you lost your spouse, and you think you just want to there's no need to get married, I'll just get someone to feed my sexual needs. It's really not worth it. Just if you're desiring God for marriage, continue to desire that relationship. So it's really worth the wait. Don't rush. There's plenty of time to explore, and to just cast your affection to God, and God actually will help you. So don't rush. There's plenty of them, especially for singles, teenagers, young people that have not even explored marriage at all. There is plenty of time to explore. So why the rush? Why the rush when the cost outweighs the benefit of? Imagine you, especially, let me even talk about the girls. Imagine every time that is almost your period, they are praying, God, let this period come up, because in case it might lead to pregnancy, and I don't want to be the talk of the town. I don't want to be a disgrace to my family just because you're not celibate. Or let me just even say, you have taken all the precautions. You can still take precautions, use all the birth control, condom, everything, and mistake will still happen, and you still have and become pregnant, and you have a child out of wedlock, which could actually affect your life, the entire life. I'm not saying this is not to shame those who have had that mistake, or if you've had a mistake, of course there's a comeback. You can rise from that mistake to become who you want to be. But I'm just saying that if you haven't done it before, it's actually worth the wait. It is. Another thing you need to know is that having sex affects your objective judgment in a relationship. It's more like blinds your eye, especially for women. Women get emotionally attracted to or emotionally involved to men that they have sex with. So for women, I would say that whenever you're likely to condone a fault or an abusive relationship when you have been sexually involved with that person, because there's a deposit of you, the deposit of the person in you, that there's a part of you that does not want to leave that person, because you have grown to love that person because you have been sexually involved. When you've given your body to a man, your emotions will control you, and then you see that you're struggling to leave an abusive relationship, a relationship that is toxic, even though this person is not good for you. But there's this part of you that would always want to go back to that person because you are emotionally attached to that person. And I was listening to a conversation with one lady one day, and she was like, she was like, after everything I've done for this person, I gave you my body, I gave you my money, I gave you everything, and it's this sort of thing. Like, she was really, really like distraught, emotionally distraught, because she has given her all. So most times, if you're a woman, you'll be like, I don't want to leave him. There's no other person there for me. There's no other person that I can get married to. So it would affect your judgment. And so in choosing the right partner, even when you're in a relationship, it is important that you exclude sex from it, which is not really easy, but you can actually discipline yourself. You can control yourself. You can make that decision to not include sex, so that you can make an objective decision in having a worthy, lifelong partner that will stand the test of time. I hope this video blessed you today. If you've not subscribed to my channel, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Are there any areas you think I did not touch that I should have touched? Do you want me to also revisit the sex journey? Maybe you want to hear some personal stories. Whatever you want, say it in the comment section. I'll be there waiting for you, and I will definitely respond to it. Thank you for listening. Bye.